Robert Tong and Sean Newlands were the sole C1 crew. Sadly, they would retire with a broken cam gear after SS2.
What's your plan of attack for today?
Really just to get to the finish would be the best thing to do, but I don't know, we're hopefully going to try and push a bit more than we have before. Mainly because it's a home event, so there's a lot of people out watching.
So no pressure?
No, not at all.
Dropping 5 minutes in a ditch in stage 1 set the tone for Nikki Addison and Rachel Matheson. By SS3 their confidence was returning and they would set some second fastest in class times on their way to third at the finish.
Well, it's my first time on gravel, so it's just get her home. So try keep it quite tame, but we'll wait and see.
Yeah, so have you done any testing on gravel or is it just a baptism of fire on stage 1?
Very much a baptism of fire, yeah. We've only done tyre before, so yeah, it'll be a shock to the system, to say the least.
Andrew Logan and Callum Fraser were making their debut on gravel with Andrew driving. Things were going fairly smoothly until this visit to a ditch in stage 3. That started the series of unfortunate events. A steering problem making the wheel incredibly heavy was then compounded by a broken drive shaft in 5. They battled on to the finish and were awarded the Clubmen Spirit Award for their efforts.
Just to kind of have a gingerly run. Kieran's first time in the notes, so we'll just be no commitment to now, so we'll just get running and see how we get on.
Yeah, got any goals? Anyone that you're kind of chasing, or just literally build a partnership today?
Probably build a partnership, but we'll see how far off we are the C2 guys, the Clubmen guys, and see how we go for there.
Taking the class win, Martin Erskine and Kieran Hislop also endured their fair share of struggles during the day. They spent the day battling clutch issues, especially in stage 3, where Martin was forced to just bang through the gears without the clutch. Despite all the problems, they would take the class win by over 5 minutes.
Basically, we bought the car a week and a half ago, and then we got a late entry, got a licence at Knockhill to do the bars test, so it's been pretty manic the past week, but we're here, so.
Putting in a last-minute entry after only passing his bars on the Wednesday, Liam Richardson and first-time navigator Darren Kennedy were out in the ex-Jordan Anderson 306. The Snowman as your first rally is a baptism of fire, but they survived to finish 59th overall.
I've changed the car from a class M3 to C2, changed it, put the injection of it, put carburetors on, so it'll be interesting to see how it goes today. It's totally different to drive, but yeah, looking forward to it.
So part of the seniors this year, you looking forward to that challenge? It's going to be good, I think.
Aye, definitely. I'm glad they've done something like that, because it gives us something to go for. You know, us old guys have got to have something to go for.
Third in class C3, car 43, finished 43rd overall. Alistair Brearley and Jerry Bryden taking the first honours in the new SRC Super Seniors, supported by Haddo Energy, on their first event as a team. It was a tricky day with a spin and an overshoot, but the Mark II crew took the seniors win by 21 seconds at the finish.
Looks like Brian. No, it's not.
Number 43, Alistair Brearley.
Super Senior himself.
Now,
And only 7 seconds ahead of the Mark II, John Brownie and Gordon Ritchie enjoyed their day out and the battle with Brearley and Bryden.
I'm really excited that Sam's my son's first co-driving, so father and son duo today, so looking forward to it. It's good to be back in Inverness, and the stages look really good, so here's to a good day.
Excellent. Any plans, any goals for finishing position, or just get to the end?
I think just he's first, and we just want to get a finish. If he's doing okay, we'll maybe have a wee push, but we'll see how we go on.
Rapid Civic pilot Alan Smith had his son Sam in the hot seat for the first time. Really impressed with the job Sam was doing on the notes, Alan was able to push the car as hard as he could. Catching an Evo in stage 1 was a good start, and their pace was rewarded with a class win by over 2 minutes. This was Darren McDonald and Sarah Young's stage 1. And that was the end of their day. Also out in stage 1, Mike Grant and Graham Kelman would roll into retirement.
So that's the reason for his time there.
All right.
He's got a bit of ground to make up today, but
OTL before the start due to a burst handbrake cylinder. Scott Much and Greg McDonald were allowed to run at the end of the field once the car was sorted. They ran the first 3 stages before calling it a day.
Left 5, 50. Yeah! Into caution, left 6, tightens to turn left 9. So 6 into 9 here. Nice. Then to crest, and left 5, don't cut. 150 out. Ah! That's it, we're alright, we're alright. Yeah, 150 here. Crest, 1100. Yes, that's right, 1100. I could go a bacon roll at service, you know that.
You had time to eat it.
I got time? Oh, that's fine then. Well, we'll maybe phone back on the way in. Aye. Oh, cool.
I'll hit a Red Bull.
Oh, nice one, I'll have one and all. Turn tight into right 9, into immediate chicane left entry.
Running well early on in the Mazda 323, Cameron Black and John Jack unfortunately retired in stage 3 with a blown head gasket. A Clubman hard charging, hard luck award was at least some reward for their efforts.
And kink, left 6 in, right 5 in, 90.
Lost power.
Rounding out the class finishers, Neil Phillips and Michael Motes were delighted to reach the end in their unique 4-wheel drive RS2000. Building their pace all day, they took 56th overall at the finish.
There must be something coming down the hill there, just opposite where the camera is.
Aye.
That's encouraging them to cut.
Fourth in class and 40th overall went to Ian Urquhart and Michael Mackenzie in the ex-Kevin Crawford Evo, just 18 seconds behind Sandy and Ian Arbuthnot's Subaru in Focus clothing.
Hey, we're here for the crack, yeah? We're here for the crack, the bacon rolls, people making funny faces behind you, Dick. But we're just going to go out and have a ball and see where we're at the end of the day. As long as we get a finish, we'll be fine.
Second in class and the 5-star vehicle deliveries Subaru Cup, Mike Motes and Gary McDonald broke a drive shaft in stage 1 and discovered their Snickers bars had frozen overnight. Disaster. After that, they adopted a safety-first approach to make the finish and made sure to properly defrost the chocolate before getting their sugar fix. Taking both the class and the Subaru Cup honours, Jordan Anderson and Claire Mackenzie were absolutely flying on their 4-wheel drive debut. Despite Claire losing her voice in stage 1, she powered through by chaining throat sweeties. Jordan really happy with the new car, and they took a Class 1 by over 2 minutes, and the Clubmen Performance of the Day award.
Jordan Anderson. Have a wee look at your camera there, Robert.
It was actually a left-hand drive that came from Belgium, and it had never been welded in its life, so it's been totally rebuilt into a VPI, just a push rod, original standard engine, but really looking simple, basic, so looking forward to it.
Amazing, is it historic?
Yes.
So you'll wait.
I might get, if I get a finish, I'll get a Class 1, because there's only one H1 historic here today, so maybe I'll just get in third gear.
David McLeod and Eamon Boyle were out for the first time in their historic spec Sunbeam, beautifully built by Angus Laurie. David saying that the car was a pleasure to drive in the forests, although having to pay £440 for a period correct rev counter did sting just a bit. The engine note of Jim Robertson and Mike Curry's Mark II in stage 1 probably tells you everything you need to know about their day.
Tell us a little bit about the seniors championship that you have instigated.
Well, what my idea was that I think there'll be some people out there with rally cars in the shed who hopefully we can get them out to come and play, because I don't think we should have any ageism in rallying. We're also politically correct, not me, but let's embrace the thing and have fun.
Feeling he was lacking the bravery for the fast sections, Ernie and Patricia Lee would grab second in the class, but first two-wheel drive historic car home. They would also take second in the Super Seniors behind Alistair Brearley and Jerry Bryden. Delighted to take the top historic spot, Donald Brooker had a very smooth run in his legacy. Donald also very happy with last-minute call-up navigator Ewan Lees.
Now there's a nice car. That's the old works colours.
Yeah, we just gave it a little go and had a bit of fun, and it was good.
Yeah, so you really enjoying the car then, I'm assuming, in gravel?
It's good. It's good fun. It's a nice, easy old relaxed thing to drive, and it's good.
Great, and obviously a new co-driver for today.
Yes.
So that's obviously worked really well.
It did, no, he's done a great job. So, yeah, that was good.
Left into crest, right 2 in, 140, stay left. There's a bail on the right, care left 1 over crest, and left 6 in, into right 8, long left 6. To right 8, long left 6. 40, care right 3 over bridge bump. 40, right 5 in. Crest left 3 in. C90. Caution, turn acute hairpin left uphill.
Keith and Mary Riddick were the first crew to retire, a broken drive shaft in stage 3 forcing them out.
40, right 4 left 3 in. 40, caution left 2 over crest, deceptive right 7. Deceptive right 7. And left 1, C350. Long right 1, logs C150. Long right 2 over crest, keep in. 100. Long right 2, keep in, 100. Small crest, 60. Care, turn left 6 uphill, no cut.
We'll let James Campbell give you the list of issues at second service.
A broken rear shocker, a broken rear suspension arm, an expensive indicator lens, Ricky's door, an alternator, a battery, a bumper corner by the look of things. So we're getting there, getting through it.
Yeah.
It had been a rough morning with an off, broken suspension and a small fire, but eventually they ran out of time in service as the crew did their best to keep them in the game. Also retiring after 3, young charger Peter Beaton came out of Milbury with no clutch in his Civic. Unfortunately, he would go no further. Wrapping up the finishers, it was a steady run for Terry Smith and Kenny Fogo in their relatively uncommon Suzuki Swift.
Tell us how you've got on this morning.
Yeah, it was pretty slow all morning, but the last one was good fun. I enjoyed that. The first 2 was pretty slippery, so I was just all over the place.
But it was your first Snowman though, so hopefully with the last 2 stages you'll go in with a bit more confidence.
Hopefully, yeah. I think we've both not got any confidence at all. So the first 2 we had pretty much no notes. Dad wasn't, I don't know what he was doing. But yeah, he got into it on the 3rd one, he actually did really well. So hopefully the next 2 will go a bit better, yeah.
Four minutes up the road, Megan O'Kane was experiencing her first Snowman. A clean run was exactly what she needed, although finishing the last stage with a broken drive shaft made it a nervy finish.
New season, new engine, new co-driver, with the biggest pencil in the world. What's your plans?
Go out and do our best. Have good fun, but try and get some good times. See what it's like.
Have you driven with the engine before? Have you done any testing?
I did a test 2 weeks ago and we found a couple of wee faults that I thought I'd sorted, but hopefully that's them sorted again now, so it'll be good. It's a completely different beast than the 1400. It takes a bit more driving. But it's good fun.
Up, crest, long right 4 in, C200, to care left 2, right 1 in, and tight right 5 in. Sorry, say that again. Yeah, right 1 here, then tight right 5 in, then long left 5, into right 3 in, left 2 over bump, C80, right 2 over bump, logging 100 up, to right 3 through the logs.
Out for the first time as a team, it had been a positive start for Scott Peacock and Craig Wallace. The new engine in the MG working well despite a small alternator issue, and Scott and Craig were gelling too. Unfortunately, this happened in SS5.
50. Right 1 over crest. 100. Then left 6 on crest, opens and tightens to 4. Left 6 here, and opens and tightens to 4. Then 80 up, right 2 in. I think we might 50. Yeah, 3 miles to go. Left 4 here in.
A quick stop to check things over, and they carried on to take 4th in class at the finish.
It's been going really well actually. We took it quite easy for the first couple of miles on stage 1 just because we got new suspension in, new tyres we hadn't managed to test, so took it a little bit easy on that first stage. Found that one quite tricky. There was a lot of kind of changes of surface, it was slippy in places and a lot more grip in others. Really enjoyed stage 2 actually, so I had a really good run through there. Stage 3 was good as well, but a lot of sort of really long fast straights, which is where I need to sort of build up my confidence a little bit, so we probably dropped a little bit of time there, but other than that, been a really smooth day. The car feels great with the new suspension, so yeah, all good, can't complain.
Third in class and taking the ladies' win, Ashley Morris and Martin Haggett were testing out new suspension on the R200. Finding the car to be much nicer to drive, Ashley produced an excellent drive on her first Snowman, finishing 47th overall. Second in class and second in the Moats Offshore Junior category, Robert Proudlock was making his SRC debut. Son of former frontrunner Malcolm, Robert was being expertly navigated by Stephen Brown in the Adam. 36th overall and the John Horton Star Drive Award made it a successful day out in the forests.
Yeah, can't complain really. Like I said from the beginning, we've just been out to learn and we've done just that. From the first stage to the last, we've been brought on so much, thoroughly enjoyed it the full day, and I think we've just been gaining pace all day as well. And obviously having Stephen next to me really does help with that massively. I'm glad he's here, and also my dad over there, he's a big help with keeping it right. The car handled really well too. Learned a lot about that, but there's still a lot to learn, so we've got a long way to go.
In taking the class and the junior win, Justin Gunning was another driver on his first Snowman. The R2 pilot, navigated by Stuart McBride, was absolutely on it all event, catching cars all day, on his way to an impressive 33rd overall.
Started off good, going well. Into the first two stages we had a few brake issues, wasn't really working, but we managed to suss it. Got back to the first service, and after that it was straight through, no problems at all, went brilliant.
He's done an absolute smashing job today, so he has, for only being on his second gravel event, he caught and passed a car every stage, so can't ask for any more than that.
Stephen and Mary Wood's bad luck from last season carried on, rolling out in stage 1. Taking a stage maximum in stage 1 after an epically long puncture change, Jim McDowell and Finlay Donnan rounded out the class finishers in 65th overall.
We've got a lot of things done to it over the winter time, and hopefully everything is right to the last minute as usual, but hopefully everything's sorted and good to go and get to the end. We'll go out and have fun anyway.
Also delayed in stage 1 with an intercom issue, Rue Campbell and Shayna Archibald then discovered a broken brake pipe after SS2. So busy sorting that in service, they forgot to refuel and finished SS3 on fumes. But after that they soldiered on to 5th in class and 41st overall. Building their pace with every stage, Kenny Wood and Gordon Chalmers slid their fantastic BMW to 4th in class and 28th overall, just 31 seconds down on Paddy Munro and David O'Brien. The Blue Mark II running well and only 6 seconds down on the white Escort of the returning John Crawford. The former Superbike racer, navigated by his sister Karen, finding the transition back to 4 wheels to be a bit of a culture shock. James Brims and Ian MacDonald were out for the first time in the ex-Mark McCulloch Mark II Escort. Describing the conditions as perfect for an Escort, they would take the class win by just 23 seconds.
Be convinced that he hadn't lost it. Right.
I think 8 years since I did the Scottish Championship event. I've done one sprint I think in 2015, but yeah, it's all new car I haven't driven before, so just have to give it a go and see. I don't know.
Making a return after several years away, David Wilson had installed Callum Atkinson in the hot seat of his BMW Compact. A puncture in stage 1 was changed, but they would unfortunately slide off the road into retirement later in the stage. On their rear-wheel drive debut, Thomas Gray and Tom Howie were embroiled in a day-long battle with Brian Ross and Jamie McTavish in their freshly upgraded Mark II. It was back and forth all day, but Gray and Howie came out on top by just 7 seconds at the finish. Both Ross MacDonald and Jan Budge would fail to even make it to stage 1. Sandy Fairbairn would make it to second service before a damaged exhaust forced him out. But finally seeing the end of an SRC event, Oren McDonnell and Ewan Anderson were probably the most relieved crew at the finish. 2021 had seen them fail to finish every event they entered, but finally the luck had changed. Battling for a top 10 position early on, Willie Patterson and Tom Hines' day was ruined in stage 3 when the car cut out for 5 minutes. They kept going but could only manage 57th overall.
Can you bleep bleep? Yeah. I was bleep bleep in the morning. That stage was brilliant. I loved Milbuoy, but first 2 stages really slippy I found for me. And in the second stage I did a 360, a really long right corner, so that took a good bit of time out of me. But yeah, I was a bit I would say just a bit too cautious in the morning.
Unimpressed with her own performance and battling the road conditions on the first loop, Milbuoy saw Aileen and John Forrest start to turn things around. The third loop was better as well, and Aileen was rewarded with 53rd overall and second in the ladies' battle.
Well, I said I wanted to have fun, and fun we had, but I had a little... We didn't actually have an off as such, but we misjudged the corner, stopped very hard, bloody thing stalled, nearly went into a ditch. Karen was holding the handbrake to make sure we didn't go in. Of course, panic sets in, press the start button, go back a bit, then you stall it again, then you do it again, and then you go off, and then you're kicking yourself for the rest of the blooming stage. But fun nonetheless. The second stage was better.
The Pro 2 class was a family affair with the Stewarts in their 208 R4s. For their part, Richard and Karen Tate Logan were playing themselves into a new season, delayed with a stall in stage 1.
It is. It's exactly who it is. He's still banging away like fury. I think we're going to have to get him a heavier right foot.
Top two-wheel drive and 15th overall went to Peter and Harry Marchbank. Challenging the four-wheel drive cars all day, they lost a lot of time to the bigger cars in the Milbuoy stage due to the car's relatively short gearing. On the twistier stages, the car was more than a match for the four-wheel drive cars, and Peter is determined to keep pushing them on the rallies to come.